Hello children, we are back with our class Internet and www. Now we are watching the fourth video which explains how your email works and a new protocol called as SMTP with which actually the email works. But remember, any protocols I talk, there is the main protocol that is called your transmission control protocol / internet protocol. Without that, no other protocols can work. So in the internet, any transmissions, any kind of data passage is there. So first protocol which should come into your mind is TCP/IP. Then of course your HTTP/IP when you are working with a website, that is hypertext transfer protocol. Now let's see the new version or the new explanation on the new protocol called as SMTP, that is called Symbol Mail Transfer Protocol, and along with that how your email works. In the last video you first saw what is an email and the basic features of email, isn't it? So there was clear-cut explanations was given there. I'll just show you that first. This was it, isn't it? Automatic default reply to messages, auto forward and redirection of messages. These are the features of email. If I talk about functions, there is something called as, sorry, my mistake, I'll just make sure. Okay, there is something called as functions. So if you want, you can separate this. So this is called send and receive email messages. That is the first function. Any emails function is to send and receive. Then save your messages in a file, print mail messages, reply to mail messages, and attach a file to a mail message. Now let's see the other one. Somewhat similar, okay, no? So if you want, you can make points. You keep four points for the features, and the other one is basically easy, so you can keep everything as a point. So like that, features and functions should be differentiated or segregated. Now let's see the email separation. How many parts are there? There are three parts. One is username, then is an @ symbol which is your separator, and the last one is your mail server, that is the main server. One which provides the email facility, that is your Hotmail, your Gmail, then your Outlook, etc., etc. All these things which help us to transfer this data from one mail ID to another. So that is your third part. So that is how you separate your email. Now comes your email client. Now what is that? That is actually a special kind of a software which can be installed in your system which manages your mail. That means you people already will be having a web browser. Like right now I am presenting this PDF file in Firefox. What is Firefox? It's a web browser. What is a web browser? Which helps us to load any website. Now in order to watch or view a mail, you just need to click on the Gmail or whichever mail ID you are using. Accordingly, you go to that particular site and start signing in, isn't it? But if there is an email client and you have already registered in that email client with your email ID, then you have to just open that, so the mail will be automatically coming and getting stored in that. One such which we already know is your Microsoft Outlook. So what is an email client? It's a computer program or a software used to manage a user's mail. So you have an Outlook, then automatically you have to register your mail into this Outlook, or mail ID into your Outlook. So all your mails comes to that. So when you open it, just like you have your mobile and there you open and get your notifications, your Outlook also sends notification. So many are there: Mozilla's Thunderbird, Apple Inc. Mail, Pegasus Mail. Anyone which you want, you can install it in your system and make sure that works as your email client. So very few of you may be using, but of course in an office, mainly in an organization, every user or every employee will be having a official ID which will be always been set to this Outlook or any of this client mentioned here. Okay, so that's an email client. We'll see the next one. Now that is a web-based mail. Now you know what is a web-based mail. It's an email service intended to be primarily accessed via a web browser. What we just said earlier. That means using your Gmail, using Yahoo, using Hotmail. So you have to just go to the corresponding website or just type in the Google all these things. The website will be appearing and there you have to sign in. So there is email client, there is web-based mail. Email client is a software which has to be installed with which you have to register your mail ID. Web-based mail is the corresponding email service which is available in your web browser, in any of your web browser. And the examples of the popular ones are shown here: Gmail, Yahoo and Hotmail. So many other will be also there, but you have to just see the easy or the most used one. So that's it. Webmail is popular as it allows us to send or receive email from anywhere. Why? If you are not using your own machine, and if Outlook or any other email client is not registered also, you can send and receive mail with the help of web-based email. So we all prefer to use what you call as a web-based mail, isn't it? So that's regarding that. Now comes how your email works. Now that picture over there, you have to actually see that clearly. You have to be having a very clear idea about that. See, without even explanation, and just watch the picture, okay? Senders, email client, that is we who as a sender. Email client can be your, as I just told, your Outlook, or the normal web browser, any of this where I have already signed in. Now from there, if I wanted to send a message to any of you, through Olash we are all sending the messages now. What exactly happening from my mail ID? I am sending a bulk messages to all. So there is a protocol called a simple mail transfer protocol, which takes care of your mail, just like what courier service people do. They store that, and till it has been delivered to you, that they keep a place, and they keep this particular, whatever you are sending as courier, they keep it in a safe place. Exactly like that, SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, will be keeping this in a virtual storage area, and it will reach the corresponding web server. Okay, that is your mail server. Can be Gmail, can be Hotmail, can be any other mail server. And then what happens is that, I just clicked on the button. Then what happens is that from there it is again being taken from this place to your corresponding recipient's mail ID. Now the recipient's mail ID, once it reaches your recipient's browser. Now recipient can be anybody of you, any of you. Till you have not opened it, there is this SMTP saving that particular email. Once you receive the mail server which connect with your corresponding browser, and you sign in and you view it, it is delivered using another protocol called as Post Office Protocol 3 version 3, that is POP3. So there are two protocols working here: simple mail transfer protocol to send and to send the mail until the user receives it, and POP3 when the user starts, when the receiver starts receiving or viewing the mail. That time it's POP3, it is functioning. So rules and regulations are set, and we are able to view that particular email sent by somebody else using this protocol called as POP3, and the recipient is viewing it. So this is how it is working. Now, of course, we can explain that in a very stylish manner, but this is the most easy way to say it. So clearly understand that SMTP is the protocol used in an email. When an email is sent, the mail has been taken from the sender's mail IDs, the web browser, using SMTP to the mail server. Then from mail server it gets transferred to the recipient's mail server. Meaning, when suppose if we both are not using Gmail, then automatically it will be two different mail server. If you are using the same mail server, then these two boxes need not be shown here. But suppose mine is in Gmail and one of yours is in Yahoo, so we are using two different mail servers. That is why it is shown from there, through indirect to another mail server. From there, it has been, once your recipient opens it, it has been controlled by POP3. So this is how your email works. Now it has been just shown here what is it. Most of the internet systems use SMTP as a method to transfer mail from one user to another. SMTP is a push protocol. You don't have to say push and all, but just telling that because it's there. And it is used to send the mail to email server. It is usually used with one or two other protocols. POP3 or IMAP, that is Internet Message Access Protocol. It was the one which was using earlier. POP3 is nowadays used in a better manner, so IMAP is not been widely used, but you should remember the expansion Internet Message Access Protocol that let the user save the messages in a server mailbox and download them periodically from the server. This much of explanation is not required. I explained it in the way I showed in the diagram. You can even draw the diagram and explain it. An alternative to SMTP that is widely used in Europe is X.400. So we use here SMTP itself. Many mail servers now support extended symbol mail transfer protocol. That is there because which allows multimedia files to be delivered. So when I wanted to deliver this video to the principal's mail ID, actually the supported protocol which will be used is extended symbol mail transfer, because I am not using any normal file. I am using actually a video file. So extended symbol mail transfer protocol is used to allow multimedia files to be delivered. Okay, multimedia files can be anything, including a video or any kind of special effects which is being used for any kind of video purpose. Okay, now SMTP model is of two types. What are they? End-to-end, sorry again I pressed, end-to-end and store and forward. Now end-to-end method is used to communicate between different organizations. That is, I wanted to send a message from my organization, that is shpublicschool.com, to say rajagiri-school.com. So that time end-to-end method is used. Two different organizations mail ID has been communicated. Whereas store and forward method is used within an organization. So that is what we do in our OLASH. There everybody's subdomain, that is our mail server is same, shpublicschool.com. So everybody will be contacting it through that. So we use store and forward method. So easy to understand. So two types, end-to-end for different organization and store and forward for your same organization. Now just explaining what is POP3 in a better manner. So SMTP, what is that? Symbol mail transfer protocol. What is it used for? To transfer mail from your sender's web browser to the recipient's mail client or mail server. That's enough. POP3, it's a standard mail protocol. It's called post office protocol. It's given there, used to receive mails from a remote server to a local email. That means, how do you say, a POP3 will help the receiver, the recipient, to receive the email from the corresponding mail server. Enough. POP3 allows us to download email messages on our local computers and read them even when we are offline. That means after that, when we download it, it has been helping us to read that once we are already been viewing that in our web browser. Not that when we use POP3 to connect our email client, messages are downloaded locally and removed from the email server. That means once a POP3 is in action, your messages are taken from the email server to your web browser, and then it has been taken from there. That is been detached from the database is taken from the mail server, and database of your email is been given to your web browser. So that's completing the process. This means that if we access our account from multiple locations, that may not be the best option for us. On the other hand, if we use POP3, our messages are stored on our local computer and reduces space for email account users on your web server. That means once you receive it from the mail server, that particular message has been automatically deleted. Mail server means from Gmail. Now it is your responsibility to make use of it. That is why when we read the message, it will go to the read section. From there, if you want, you can access it again. Once you read it, it's deleted forever. You won't be able to take it back. You know that. So that's up to you to do it. That is what is explained over here. Anyway, once again, understand POP3 clearly, because we are going to wind up this video. POP3 is a standard mail protocol used to receive emails from a remote server or just mail server to a local email client. So I hope you got the idea about how your email is working, and with this we will conclude this particular section. We will be seeing about other options or chat and voice over internet protocol in the next video. Thank you.